It wasn't too long ago where many people believed DJ Uiagalelei would for sure be the #1 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. After a dominant run from Clemson quarterbacks, he looked like he'd be the next great one, potentially even the best one. Fast forward a few years, and he won't be the first overall pick in the 2023 Draft. He actually isn't going to even be in the 2023 NFL Draft. He also isn't going to be at Clemson either. After a disappointing couple of seasons, DJ Uiagalelei announced this weekend that he'd be transferring to Oregon State. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football. And odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. Uiagalelei is going to be one of the highest rated recruits to play at Oregon State in recent years. He was one of the top overall recruits by every outlet back in 2020. Oregon State has signed just 3 ESPN top 300 players since 2006, so this is a pretty big get for them. I know a lot of people are probably questioning why he chose Oregon State, but it's actually fairly easy to see why. After their dominant win over Florida in the Vegas Bowl, the Beavers became the school's 3rd team to ever win 10 games. Plus, this past week, Oregon State announced they had one of the best signing classes in a long time. But the main question is, how exactly did we get to this point? During his time as the starting quarterback for the Tigers, Uiagalelei went 22-6. While for 99% of programs, that would be fantastic, that's pretty underwhelming by Clemson standards. After making the college football playoff in 6 straight seasons, the Tigers missed it twice with Uiagalelei as their starting quarterback. When he came in during the 2020 campaign, he was expected to sit behind Trevor Lawrence all season and wait his turn, and for the most part, he did. He got into a couple games here and there, but he did see significant playing time when Lawrence missed some games. Against Boston College, Uiagalelei threw for 350 yards with 2 passing touchdowns while rushing in a touchdown as well. Then, the following week, he had his coming out party on the national stage. On the road at number 4 Notre Dame, he threw for nearly 450 yards with 3 total touchdowns. Clemson lost the game, but the fact that a true freshman went on the road against the number 4 team in the country and put up those numbers was just insane. With Trevor Lawrence leaving for the NFL Draft, Uiagalelei entered the 2021 campaign near the top of every preseason Heisman list, and for good reason. With the recent success of Clemson quarterbacks and the small sample size we saw from him, it seemed like he was poised to be the best quarterback in the entire country already. Well, the 2021 season was a complete disaster. Uiagalelei opened up the 2021 campaign as bad as you possibly could. In his first game of the season against Georgia, he completed only 50% of his passes for 180 yards with no touchdowns. He threw an interception that was returned for the only touchdown of the game. It took him 5 games until he finally threw for more than 200 yards in a single contest. It took him until his 9th game of the season to do it for the 2nd time. For the season, Uiagalelei didn't throw for more than 240 yards in a single game. His season high came against UConn, one of the worst teams in the entire country. His season high for passing touchdowns in a game was 2, a number he hit only twice. Overall, Uiagalelei finished the 2021 season with only 9 passing touchdowns. Yep, he had 9 passing touchdowns in a total of 13 games. He also threw for only 2,200 yards for the season, averaging only 172 passing yards per contest. Those numbers would be pretty horrible for any FBS quarterback, but considering it was from the former top quarterback recruit in the country at Clemson, that was just horrible. The Tigers finished the season on a 6-game winning streak and ended up winning 10 games that season, but for a team with national championship aspirations, not playing in the ACC title game and finishing your season in the Cheez-It Bowl was a complete disaster. Fast forward to 2022, and the expectations were still high for Uiagalelei and Clemson. It was a brand new season, so maybe 2021 would be forgotten. The season got off to a much better start than it did the previous year. The Tigers won their first 8 games, and Uiagalelei was putting up much better numbers. He wasn't looking like how he did in 2020, but it was still a massive improvement compared to how he looked last season. Through his first 7 games, he had 21 total touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. He was averaging 240 passing yards per game, but it was 70 yards more per game than the previous season. However, his year took a turn for the worse at that point. Over his next 5 games, Uiagalelei only threw 5 passing touchdowns with 5 interceptions. During that 5-game stretch, he averaged only 169 passing yards a contest, down from his awful 2021 average. In a shocking loss against South Carolina, he completed only 8 of 29 passes. According to my math, that's good for 27%. He didn't even throw for 100 yards. The following game against North Carolina in the ACC title game, Uiagalelei completed 2 of 5 passes for 10 yards before he was pulled for Cade Klubnik. The writing was on the wall after that game, as Klubnik was going to be the starter moving forward, meaning Uiagalelei's time at Clemson appeared to be over. Shortly after the game, he posted this message to social media. "Thank you, Clemson. God has brought me to this special place for a reason, and I wouldn't trade my time here for anything. I am very thankful and appreciative of the staff, trainers, and my coaches for believing in me and pushing me every day to be the best I can, both on and off the field. The relationships I've built with everyone in the building will last a lifetime, and I am forever thankful for that. Lastly, I want to thank all my teammates. The brotherhood we have at Clemson is something special. The relationships I've built with guys on the team run much deeper than football. After careful consideration, I would like to say that I've decided to enter the transfer portal." Although the last 2 seasons were pretty underwhelming, Uiagalelei was still one of the more valuable quarterbacks that was in the transfer portal. He was rumored to be going to a number of schools, including UCLA and Hawaii, but ultimately, he chose Oregon State. The move to Oregon State certainly was surprising, as that's not necessarily a team you would have thought landed a former 5-star quarterback. However, this Beavers team is legit, and they honestly might be a quarterback away from being a true Pac-12 contender. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they won 10 games in 2022, the first time they've done that in more than 15 years. In addition, the Beavers return all 5 starters on the offensive line, along with one of the top running backs in the country in Pac-12 Offensive Freshman of the Year, Damian Martinez, who had over 1,000 yards this season. Although the Beavers won 10 games this year, the quarterback play actually wasn't good at all. Their quarterbacks averaged fewer than 200 passing yards per game and had only 16 passing touchdowns with 13 combined interceptions. Even though Uiagalelei was disappointing last season, he would be a significant upgrade to the position for the Beavers. As of right now, it looks like he's going to have to beat out the current starter, Ben Branson, who went 7-1 as the starter for Oregon State in 2022. Chance Nolan began the season as Oregon State starter, but he currently is in the transfer portal. If I were to guess, I think Uiagalelei wins the starting job and will be the Beavers quarterback in 2023. Overall, I think this is actually a fantastic move. His expectations won't be as high playing in Corvallis, which should be great for him. Plus, he has a pretty solid team already built around him. With how the last 2 seasons have gone for him at Clemson, I think he can only improve, and maybe he can recapture what he did back in 2020. So, what are your thoughts on DJ Uiagalelei transferring to Oregon State? Do you think it was the right decision for him, or do you think he should have gone to another program? Also, what are your expectations for the Beavers in 2023? Do you think they're a legitimate Pac-12 contender? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.